If you're a midlife woman who has a full life, a packed calendar, people who need you, and yet somewhere underneath it all, there is a quiet, persistent loneliness that you can't quite name because it doesn't make sense given everything that you have. This is one of the most common and least talked about experiences in midlife. So today, we're going to name it and we're going to talk about it. Welcome to your daily hit of grace and grit, your quick dose of inspiration to kickstart your day. I'm Courtney Townley, and here is today's hit. Loneliness in midlife rarely looks the way that we expect loneliness to look. It's not the obvious isolation of physically being alone and having no one to call. It's more subtle and more disorienting than that. It's the feeling of being surrounded by people and never being fully seen. It's having dozens of relationships and none of them quite touching the part of you that is going through the most significant internal transformation of her adult life. It's the gap between the version of yourself that the world interacts with and the version of yourself that is quietly expanding and evolving. Sometimes faster than any relationship around you can keep up with. That kind of loneliness is real, and it deserves to be addressed directly. Author Deb Coletti says that the loneliness you feel with another person, the wrong person, is the loneliest kind. And what she's pointing to is the specific ache of proximity without resonance, being close to people and still not feeling met. This is the loneliness that a full calendar cannot fix because the issue is not the quantity of connection. It's the quality of connection. It's the depth. It's the particular relief of being with someone who actually knows you. Not the managed, performing version of you, but the real, authentic version of you. I have to say, in my own personal midlife journey, I've been really surprised by some of the friendships that have emerged because they aren't necessarily people I've known for a really long time, but they are people who see me, I feel like, for who I really am, and they love me and like me for that version. And I'm not saying that my older friendships don't, but it's been pleasantly surprising to be curating some new friendships that have that depth in midlife. Research on loneliness from the Harvard Study of Adult Development, one of the longest running studies on human well-being ever conducted, consistently shows that it's not the number of relationships that predicts health and happiness. It's the quality of the closest ones. Specifically, it is the presence of at least one relationship in which you genuinely feel known and valued and safe to be honest in. Midlife is a season where a lot of women find that existing relationships are no longer providing that level of depth. Sometimes just because of routine, right? We haven't challenged ourselves in old relationships in new ways. So they kind of become this surface level relationship. A lot of women experience that their growth has outpaced the container for some of their connections. And they haven't yet found or built new connections that fit who they're actually becoming. And therein lies the loneliness. The anecdote of this kind of loneliness is not more socialization. It's not a fuller social calendar. It's more intentional connection. It means being willing to show the real, evolving version of you to people who can receive it. And to people who you feel safe showing that version of yourself to. I hope eventually it becomes everyone that you feel safe showing that version of you to. Because when we're not authentic, it costs us so much in terms of our health and happiness. And I think there's this invitation in midlife to really seek out relationships and communities or spaces where that version of you is not only welcomed, but encouraged and actively engaged with. And to be totally honest, I say this to my Rumble and Rise community all the time. It's why I started the community, was because as I was starting to travel through midlife, I was feeling a sort of a level of shallowness to a lot of conversations that I was having. And I wanted to be having deeper conversations. I wanted to be exploring deeper topics. I wanted to be seen and known. And I wanted to see and know other women who were traveling with me. And so I always say the community started from a very selfish place. I mean, it's become an amazing space, but it really is a place where we are rumbling and rising through midlife together. So if you need a community and you're not sure where to find one, you should definitely check out rumbleandrise.com. Actually, if you want to find out about the details of the space, go to graceandgrit.com/ready to rumble. So for a lot of us at midlife, this can mean to get out of this loneliness. It can mean starting to create new relationships. And sometimes it means deepening existing relationships by taking them to a more honest level or introducing some novelty into the relationship. Sometimes it means, like what we were just talking about, finding a community, a coach, a group, a shared pursuit where transformation is the shared language. It is the shared objective. So identify one relationship in your life where you've been holding back the most current, honest version of yourself. Not performing, not managing, but actually showing up as who you really are right now. Identify one relationship where you feel truly seen. And choose that relationship. Take one small step towards being even more honest in it. And see what that makes possible. You are never too much. You are not too much. You are not too complicated. You are a woman in the middle of something very real and very beautiful, which is transition. And you deserve connection that can hold all of that. So you owe it to yourself to go out and find it, or to, again, take the relationships you currently have to a deeper level. And that's a risk. That can feel really risky, but it's a risk worth taking. Because living your life not feeling like you're being seen is not a way to live at all. If this stirred something inside of you, imagine what a whole book of clarity and courage could ignite. The Consistency Code, a midlife woman's guide to deep health and happiness, goes even deeper into the mindset and practices that create real, meaningful change at midlife. Grab your copy today over at theconsistencycode.com and keep the momentum alive.